Hi guys.
This is Lilac Fantastic.
Hey, what's the
And
best
we're
part
on
of people here
MTV's
today?
Jackass. Let's do this.
Ah, damn, wait a minute, I didn't say hi.
Y'all are slow. Okay. Good job, guys. Good job. 10 out of 10.
I know, right? Quality content.
Quality content.
Quality content.
Hey guys,
Get them all popped over.
today,
No, they're from AT&T. I don't like them.
All right, guys. What up, boys? It's Dashy.
and Dean.
It's Daxy XP.
Oh no. This is actually going on my channel. We don't want to get.
Oh well. Let's not get wrecked.
All right, you ready?
It's Leafy. It's Pyro Cynical here, and today we're talking. Oh my god! I couldn't even finish. I couldn't even finish the intro, guys.
All right, we'll be back. I'm gonna make it to the door.
Dean, why do you look like you're from New York?
What's up, guys? It's Lilac Fantastic here, and I'm here to talk to you younger furs about some things that have been bothering me within the furry community that I feel as if need to be discussed. Now, I understand that a lot of furries get into the community via YouTube, via the idea of liking cartoons and etc. Everybody has their own deal, but this is for my furries that are like below the age of 17, because that's when you lack maturity, in my opinion. Now, hopping right in, I'm going to start off with the artistic side of the community. I know a lot of furries and stuff like art. Everybody likes art. It's one of the biggest drives of the furry community. It's art, it's media, it's music. My problem with younger furs in that aspect is they need to understand respect and artistic liberties that needs to be taken, and just respect for artists in general. Because I see a lot of younger furs get all up in arms about commission prices, wanting free stuff and art trades. And unless you're like super talented as a young kid, your art is trash. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of younger furs have trash art and expect like people who commission things for like $100+ to like have an art trade. Sorry kids, that's not how that works. Even then, people who charge that much never art trade because they need to put dinner on their table. And number two about that, they just lack respect in general, and I feel like everybody in the community needs to understand artists need more respect, because it's not fair to take out 10 hours of your day to draw something and just to be completely shit on. No, that's not how I roll, and I don't think that's how anybody else should roll. Another thing in the art side with younger furs is that this is an issue, especially on Furry Amino, they expect to be featured for having really bad art. And I'm sorry, guys. Practice makes perfect. I've been drawing for like ever just to even get to my little shitty art style I have. And even then, I still do art for free. And I only charge $1 for badges because I recognize my art is trash. You just got to be honest with yourself. And if you don't want to be not trash, push yourself to practice, guys. Practice makes so much practice makes so much of a difference in your life. Like, I'm a musician, but I'm just gonna say I started off in the 4th grade, and I may not be the best musician now, but like I'm better at playing the saxophone now than I was like 8 years ago. Now, conventions. This is an important thing for parents and younger furs alike. Don't touch people and things that aren't yours. I get that you're excited, and I get that you want to feel and touch the cute dog or whatever, but please don't do that. Parents, it's on you to like teach your kids some respect and consent, because nobody likes being felt up by a little kid, and nobody likes having their suit slobbed and drooled on and touched by dirty fingers because, oh, your kid is just out there being a kid. I get being a kid, but like, come on, man. We furries spent a lot of money and time on their suits, and it sucks to have Cheeto stains on your tail. Also, another thing at conventions, parents, don't bring your kid to conventions without researching and doing stuff about convention. I swear, I've seen so many kids at conventions that they're not supposed to be at and their parents going up in arms because they did not put the time and research into that con. I've seen little children at Biggest Littlest Fur Con, and I know Biggest Littlest Fur Con is one of the more adult fur cons, which is why I'm glad cons like Furdo are kind of 18 plus or whatever. It just limits that uncomfortability. I know MFF, my convention, is like one of the more child-friendly conventions, but that's only because a lot of furs around here aren't, as far as I know, aren't like into mersuiting or whatever. But still, parents, don't bring your kids to cons where it's more adult-oriented, especially Biggest Littlest Fur Con. It's in a casino. Come on, guys. And it's Vegas. Please, stop. Is Reno a part of Vegas? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it's Vegas. My parents live in Vegas. And I lived in Vegas before. And I stopped living in Vegas because Vegas is Vegas. Anyways, speaking of cons and fursuits, onto the topic of fursuits. Now, I know a lot of young furs crave and desire a fursuit. But that's overrated. Fursuits are so overrated to me. Like, I know I own one and stuff, but this whole thing about fursuits, just how cute and cool they are, it's okay to feel like that, but I honestly think that younger furs shouldn't be so fixated and obsessed with a fursuit. Which is, I understand why a lot of YouTubers do get a lot of views because their fursuits are really unique and cute. Like, I love Beauty of the Base, Majira, Rika, Hawthorne. But I also idolize non-fursuiting YouTubers more, like my boy Ascari, Hansy, etc. Because it's like, I know it's a really hard place in YouTube to like get a spot because you are like, you don't own a fursuit and you don't have that cute personality to like shine on camera and at conventions. But I feel like not having a fursuit and being honest with yourself on camera is better than having a fursuit and a personality to hide behind. And I think younger furs need to, they're probably gonna grow to appreciate. They're probably gonna grow to appreciate that more, but they should learn at a young age to appreciate that a little more. But I'm not really gonna get into that, nor do I think that should be a thing, because as a kid, I like brightly colored animals, and I'm sure a lot of us do. But I feel like the artistic liberties behind fursuits should be appreciated more than the fursuit itself. Now, on to my biggest thing with younger furs, and that I have a personal issue with, is how they interact within the community. Now, as a shitty person, I personally believe kids should not be on the internet until they're 13. But in a more realistic sense, I feel as if the internet can help people socialize, and it has. Like, we're all very betterly cultured and more aware of different cultures because of the internet. But I feel as if younger furs, like, beneath, like, 16, 15, like, if they're not in high school or just starting high school, they're very socially inept. And it makes things very awkward, at least for people like myself, to talk with them, because all they really want to talk about are fursuits and fur meets and conventions and stuff like that, where with me and my furry friends, we only like talk about conventions to ask, oh, how are we going to meet up? Are you going to this convention? And etc. I cannot have an hour conversation with a younger fur about a convention or a fursuit, because that gets boring really fast. So I feel as if with younger furs, their social interactions need to be a little bit increased, because it really does prevent boring ass conversations. Like, oh my god, how many younger furs I have talked to that just want to talk about a fucking fursuit? I would have like 30 fursuits and equal to how many furs just talk about that. Like, talk about something like, what do you want to do with your life? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to travel? Have a normal conversation with me. It's not all about furry. Like, I can't live in Disneyland forever. Speaking of, I'm also going to Disneyland this year. I mean, not Disneyland, Disney World this year. But still, it's not all Disney World to everybody. And it's not all fantasy. And younger furs, I hope you do grow up and stay and love the community, but don't make the community a part of your life. People who make their hobbies a part of their major life, or that's all that they do and talk about, it's not very healthy. You have to have something outside of the fandom to do, or else you're gonna be miserable, man. Like, I used to be into anime, and I only hung around people that just talked about anime. Like, even then, I have my Ash Ketchum hat on. But, like, I was pretty miserable. Like, not even, like, miserable, just bored and stuff. But, like, if you're into that stuff and you're living a good life just doing that, that's nowhere for me to judge. I'm not gonna judge. You do you, boo. As always, like, subscribe, hit that bell. You can follow me on Twitter, Furry Amino, Instagram, etc. I'm Lilac Furtastic, and I'm outie. Peace.